I want to share something today that sounds simple and is one of the hardest thing most people will ever do consistently. It is not a framework, it is not a system, it is just one practice. And when you do it, really do it, the not the managed version, it changes every relationship you have with your partner, with your team, with your clients, with your family, and with yourself. Here it is. Tell the truth about what you are actually experiencing, okay? In real time, without managing the other person's response. Most people think they tell the truth, and they do. The version 1 truth, the managed truth, the truth that has been processed enough to be safe to deliver. But the real time truth, the thing you are actually feeling in the moment, it is happening, that almost never gets said it out. And here is why. Your loop decides somewhere early that real time truth, honest one, is dangerous. That saying that what you actually feel before you have processed it, before you have made it safe, before you know how the other person will respond, that was a threat in your head already, because of which you wait to add layers to it. Many times you have this fear of the judgmental, many times you have fear that it will show a vulnerable side of you. There are many layers associated, there are many experiences which governs this, why the loop works like this. And maybe it was punished in childhood. The moment you said what you actually felt, it was dismissed, it was ridiculed, or was used against you. Your system learned. Do not say the real thing in real time. Say the processed version, the safe version, the version that has been filtered through how they will receive it. And now, 15, 20, 30 years later, you are still doing it. Not because you are dishonest, because the loop runs the filter faster than your intention, to be honest, can override it. The result is relationships where both people are present but nobody is fully there. Where they, if they have to converse, they have to think 10 times how they want to put it out, because the other person wouldn't understand at all. Where the conversations feel real, but the truth underneath them is being carefully managed by both parties simultaneously. It's a good practice, but if you tell out the genuine truth with a proper tone as well, it conveys the meaning. And everyone involved feels the distance. They cannot name it, but they feel it. If you're going to put layer also, let's say it to for the sake of understanding, the other person is feeling it, and even you're feeling it, and over the course of time it just increases, the gap between these two partner increases. Let me be specific about what this practice looks like, because real time honesty is not the same as unfiltered reaction. Unfiltered reaction is the loop speaking, the anger that fires before you have seen what is underneath it, the shutdown that happens before you have named what actually hurt you. That is not honesty, that is the charge completing itself without awareness. Real time honesty is different. It is saying, I notice something is happening in me right now. I'm not fully sure what it is yet, but I want to name it rather than manage it. It sounds like a business conversation. I want to be honest with you. Something about this deal makes me uncomfortable, and I have not fully identified what it is. Can we slow down? In personal conversation, I felt something shift in me whether you said that. I do not want to pretend I did not. Can I take a minute to understand what it was before I respond? With yourself. I'm about to make a decision and I notice why my chest is tight. That is telling me something. Let me sit with it before I act. None of these are dramatic. None of them requires a confrontation. They just require one thing: the willingness to name what actually is happening before the loop gets to manage it into something safer. And that willingness is what most loop will not allow you, because the loop entire job is to get to real feeling before you do, and wrap it in something more acceptable or something it wants to put around. The practice is simple: get this first, get your unfiltered version out first before your loop does. And here is what I've observed in my own relationships and in the founders I sit with. When this practice becomes consistent, the first thing that changes is the quality of conflict. When you name what is happening in real time, before it has built up, before it has become a pattern, before the loop has turned into something else, the conflict that does arrive in smaller, clearer, because you dealt with its signal before it became an alarm. The second thing that changes is how people experience being around you. There's a specific quality of presence that comes from someone who does not manage their experience around you. So, who says what is actually true, who trusts you enough to be in process rather than presenting a finished version. That quality is rare and it is magnetic. Not because it is strategy, because the human nervous system responds to genuine presence the way a plant responds to actual sunlight. Everything turns towards it. When that happens, there is an automatic feeling associated inside you, inside the listener, inside your business partner, inside in your relationship, everywhere. And they can feel that genuineness. And the third thing that changes is your relationship with yourself, because the person who practices real time honesty with others also stops managing their own internal experiences. They stop performing from their own inner audience, and the energy that was going into the management, and it's enormous. The amount of energy that goes into maintaining that performed version, that energy comes back and it goes into building something instead which is worthwhile, which you love, which you want to do towards the goal. Using that energy is going to be the greatest gift you can get. One thing to try this week, you can say, one conversation, one moment of real time honesty before the loop gets to process it into the safer version. It does not have to be big, it does not have to be dramatic revelation, just one moment where you say the thing that is actually true right now instead of the thing that has been filtered for safety. Notice what happens, not to the other person, to you. Link is in the bio. You can go on that. There's a video outline performing showing how all the structure of reset entropy is technically, and what are the three secrets that is running most of you. Have a good week, and you can book the clarity call from there.